I never thought I would find myself in a situation like this, but here goes. My 23-year-old male, best friend's 24-year-old male, fiancé hates me, and I don't know why. For the purpose of this story, I'll call him Finn. A little backstory, Finn and I have both known each other since we were in 6th grade. We grew so close from there that he had become a part of my family, and I a part of his. Around the summer of my 10th grade year, I came out to my parents as gay. Let's just say that they didn't take it too kindly, and I ended up disowned. But that's a story for another day. I'm going to start it off and say I've never had or teased any romantic feelings towards Finn. To make a long story short, Finn's family happily took me in and treated me with nothing but kindness. When Finn and I graduated from high school, he went on to work under his father, while his parents helped me pay to attend college. During my time away for college is when Finn met Sarah, 27-year-old female. I believe it was my 3rd year of college when I finally got to meet her. It was during a family dinner. I greeted her warmly and tried to make my best impression because she's my best friend's girlfriend. When I went to shake her hand, she looked at my hand in a weird way. I don't want to say disgust, but I'm not sure how to describe it. I felt a little bummed, but it was whatever. Maybe she is just nervous. After that school break, weird things started happening, like me and Finn's messages randomly being muted, or my number randomly being blocked on Finn's phone. At one point, it got so weird that Finn contacted AT&T to see if it was a glitch or something. Obviously, I'm guessing it was her, but I would never accuse someone without any hard proof. Plus, I'm like 2 states over at the time, so I literally have no proof. Things got even worse when I moved back home after finally graduating from college. Because I have so much respect for their relationship, I never tried to make plans with Finn. If we went out at any point, it was because he was sure he had nothing planned, and he would set the date and everything and then let me know. This worked fine until it didn't. I want to clarify that we got to hang out about 2 or 3 times a month for about 3 months. After those 3 months, that's where things started getting weird. On the days where Finn and I planned to meet, Sarah would call him and have some sort of situation literally about an hour or less from the time we would be meeting. She would say things like, she's having car troubles, she's feeling ill, or she is lonely and needs him. I never felt right trying to stop him from going to her if he needed to. He would say he didn't, but just to avoid anything, I'd cancel on him, just to make him go see her. Surprise, there would be no car troubles. And all of a sudden, she felt so much better. Eventually, Finn and I stopped hanging out as much, because it just got annoying, for me at least. We would see each other at family gatherings, but that would be about it. Fast forward to January of this year, Finn proposed to Sarah. Everyone, including myself, had been over the moon for them. Who wouldn't be happy to see their best friend tie the knot with someone they love? Let me be the first to say this has been the shittiest time ever. To start, she puzzled everyone by immediately making a post on her Instagram story with a picture of her and Finn. She captioned the picture, "Better than the rest," with a kissing emoji. This led me and Finn's older siblings asking him if he cheated, because who's the rest? Finn responds that she's just too excited to make sense. That made no sense to me either, but not my circus. With their wedding coming up soon, their planning has been nothing short of a nightmare. Her family, for some reason, doesn't want to help with the cost of the wedding, which isn't their obligation, so I get it. But we as a family decided to all pitch in and help them get the best wedding possible. After everything had been covered, there was only one thing left. Who would be in the wedding party? We knew there would be one, since she talked so much about it. Finn only had one request, and that was me being his best man. She initially agreed, but after a few weeks, she came back and said that me being best man won't be possible because she wants that spot for her brother. This caused some troubles for them, and things were almost called off until I had just talked to Finn and was just like ... IT quote, S fine. Just let her have it and enjoy your day. Don't let me be the reason you lose what you two have. Of course I was upset about it, but I would feel worse if things went south because of me. I would say that was my biggest mistake, as now it feels like she is flexing her power. Recently, during another family dinner, she brought up seating and showed us a few pictures. Why would I not be surprised that she sat me at a table away from those I would call my family? When she showed us, I got a few glances from Finn's parents and siblings. And damn, I might be a doormat, but I was just fine with it if the wedding still got to happen. My problem is I just want things to be fine, if not good, between me and her. I don't know if it's because I'm not related by blood or she's hateful or whatever it may be, but I don't want this to be a constant thing. I hoped that with time, things would get better, and they really haven't. I'm hoping things get better after the wedding, but I'm not even sure. I don't want to talk to anyone close to us and start something, and I'm really considering going low contact with Finn if this solves the issue, but I don't really know what I'm doing here. How do I go about this while protecting my relationship with Finn's family, my friendship with Finn, and not destroying his relationship? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. You need to have an honest talk with Finn. It sounds like you're basically brothers in all but DNA. So either with your new parents or without them. Sit him down and just stick to the facts. Whenever you have plans, she always phones. So you're never able to have a brotherly catch-up. You were okay with just being a guest at the wedding, rather than the best man. But the fact that she vetoed his first choice and being sat away from family when they are family. You say you don't want to be the reason you two lose what you have. But she's never going to like you. Something he said to her about you has made her hate you all those years ago, which is her problem, not yours. Whether that be something innocent like you're his best friend, his ride, or die, he'd choose you over anyone. That she's taken as him liking you better than her in a platonic way. Or something else like in a game of truth or dare, your name came up. Or even if you saw each other naked, and she's worried you're going to try and steal him away from her. And if Finn can't see through his rose-tinted glasses, he's going to lose his brother. There was a post where the gay brother was uninvited from the wedding because of the fiancé. That was a good read with updates. Comment 2. I would be direct and tell your friend that you love him like a brother, but it's clear that his fiancé hates you. As such, there's no point in you being at the wedding. You were demoted from the best man to a relegated guest because that's what she wanted. Tell him that by marrying her, this is how it is going to be for the rest of his life. So you would rather not even be there, as there is no point in pretending anymore that she will let you keep being friends. Now for the update. Thanks for sticking around for this update. So, the wedding planning was already a mess, but things took a turn for the worse. Finn's mom, who's like a second mother to me, got sick. Really sick. It was like the world stopped. We were all worried, and I was at the hospital every day. Finn was torn up, and Sarah? She was upset because the wedding planning had to be paused. I couldn't believe it. How could she be so cold? Then, out of nowhere, Sarah drops the news. She's pregnant. Everyone's shocked, and Finn's ecstatic, thinking this is some kind of silver lining. But I've got this nagging feeling. The timing's off. Finn's mom's illness, the pregnancy news, it's like she's using it to get the attention back on her. Finn's mom gets worse, and the doctors say it's serious. We're all preparing for the worst, and Sarah's out there planning a baby shower. She wants it before the wedding, and she's insisting on it. Finn's trying to balance his mom's health, the wedding, and now a baby on the way. He's stretched thin, and I can see it's tearing him apart. The day of the baby shower arrives, and it's as extravagant as you'd expect. Sarah's glowing, loving every second of the attention. I'm there, feeling out of place, when I overhear something that stops me cold. Sarah's talking to her friend, and she lets slip that the baby might not be Finn's. My heart drops. I'm faced with a choice. Tell Finn and risk destroying everything, or keep quiet and let him live a lie. I decide I have to tell him. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Finn's world comes crashing down. He confronts Sarah, and it's a mess. Accusations fly, and she finally admits it. The baby isn't his. Finn's devastated, and the wedding's off. But then, Sarah plays her final card. She threatens to keep the baby from him, even though he's not the father. She knows he's already attached to the idea of being a dad. Finn's a wreck. He's lost his mom, his fiancée, and a child he thought was his, all in one go. And me? I'm there, picking up the pieces of my best friend's life. I'm angry at Sarah for what she's done, but I can't help but feel for Finn. He's desperate to hold on to something, anything, from the wreckage. In the end, Finn decides to forgive Sarah. He says he'll be there for the baby, even if it's not his. I can't understand it. It feels like he's giving in to her manipulation. But I stand by him because that's what friends do. I'm there for him, even if it makes me look weak or desperate. I just want my friend to be okay. Thanks for reading this mess of a situation. My mom criticizes my wife's work ethic and ignores traditional gender roles. So I teach her a lesson by hiring her supermom idol to show her what real support looks like. For background, my wife and I both work full-time and have 2 small kids in daycare. We mostly try to share chores and childcare equitably, although I probably spend a bit more time with the kids and she more around the house. My parents are visiting and staying with us for a few months. It's been really great for the most part. It's their first time meeting our younger one. They love the kids and absolutely spoil them. Having them around also allows us to catch a break here and there, which is immensely helpful. However, my mom is driving us a little crazy by often not so subtly suggesting that my wife is not doing enough according to traditional gender roles. For example, back when I first shared we were planning to have a second baby, my mom's reaction was that we really shouldn't because she didn't think my wife enjoyed being a mom. She thought my wife was already neglecting our first baby because she was always busy working or making me take care of the baby instead. This time around, my mom keeps bringing up how my cousin, her nephew's wife, does all the cooking and cleaning and caring for their daughter, all while working full-time with 12-hour shifts. Like, how is that even physically possible? And how much the mother-in-law, her sister, loves her and thinks she's the perfect daughter-in-law. She keeps bringing up how my dad was always traveling for work back in the day. So she had to do the same. And that was the natural state of things. Because my dad, and by extension, men in general, are just not born with the patience required for housework or childcare. But women apparently have 36 hours in a day and infinite energy. I lost my job to layoffs last year, and my new job pays worse. My wife now makes much more than I do. My mom has been saying stuff like it's so sad that I could have advanced my career and achieved my potential so much more if only I wasn't held back by family responsibilities. When our older one shows affection preference for me, I want Daddy to drop me off today. I want to play magnet tiles with Daddy. She'd comment on how unusual and against the natural state of things it is for a child to have a stronger bond with their dad than their mom. I guess in my mom's eyes, I'm a superhero dad/husband for doing my share, and my wife is a horrible mom-wife for not sacrificing her career for family, my career instead. Obviously, my wife is pretty upset by these comments, and I find them quite grating as well. When I confront my mom about it and tell her it's our choice, and I actually like spending time and bonding with our kids, she shrugs it off and says she's entitled to her opinion that it's only the natural state of things for women to be caring for children instead of men. It's biological. Look at most animals, etc. When I tell her that it's disrespectful/upsetting to hear, she says we're too sensitive. She's sorry it made us feel that way, and that she'll try not to make similar comments in the future. But then she invariably does a day or two later. She just can't seem to help herself, probably because of how deeply she apparently feels about the issue. It's quite frustrating because, of course, I love her dearly. She's otherwise really great, and I want her to be able to spend time with us/our kids and vice versa. So I would rather not go to war over something so dumb. Any advice on how to diffuse the situation? Any creative ideas to change her mind, help her get over it, / get her to stop? Edit. Wow, thanks for the amazing responses. Didn't expect to get so much support. Very grateful. I'll definitely try out some of the suggestions to clarify some questions in the comments. On harassing my wife in her own home, I was kind of venting, so didn't make this clear, sorry. Most of these comments are made to me out of my wife's earshot, and I'm obviously not telling her. And the few times when my wife is around my mom, very much tones it down and makes it very subtle, always nice and friendly on the surface. Never been openly critical or mean to her in her face. Hasn't stopped my wife from catching on and getting annoyed, obviously, but it's not like she's constantly being an AH to her. Why stay with us for so long? They live in another country and continent, aren't in the best health, so can't visit frequently. Housing in our area is expensive. But yeah, as y'all are saying, next time we'll suck it up and get them an Airbnb instead. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. In front of both your parents. Mom, do you love being around your grandchildren? Okay, great. In the future, you will 100% keep your opinions of our family dynamics to yourself. You will quit comparing or commenting on my wife, my family, or anything else related to my family. Those are my rules. This is my house, and if you can't abide by that simple request, you all will need to pack up, leave, get a hotel, or whatever. But your comments and judgment end now. Also, any future contact with your grandchildren, I will not allow them to be around someone who disrespects their mother. Your choice. You can be a sweet-loving grandmother and mother-in-law, or you can be bitter Karen, who has zero contact with her children. Be firm but not angry. Don't allow interruptions. Once you've had your say, the discussion ends. Those are her choices. Comment 2. It's time for consequences. She keeps doing it because you keep letting her. Saying, please no, and then not doing anything differently isn't going to do anything. Every time she makes a comment, the visit is over immediately. Thanks for coming by, but we've talked about this. You clearly can't keep your opinion to yourself today, so we can try again next time. Every single time. She does it on a call, hang up, kick her out of your house. No, it doesn't matter if she just got there or how far she traveled to get there. If she can't respect your wife in her own home, she needs to get the expletive out. If y'all are out in public or at her house, your family leaves. If she wants a relationship with her grandchildren, she needs to learn to respect their mother. It's unacceptable, and you need to demonstrate to her that it will not be tolerated. Now for the update. Thanks for sticking around to hear more about what's been going on. So, my parents are still here, and things have taken a turn. My mom found out about my wife's promotion at work, and you'd think she'd be happy for us, right? Nope. She started a huge argument, saying that my wife's new role would take even more time away from the family. It got so bad that my dad had to step in, and he never gets involved in these things. Then, out of nowhere, my wife's ex showed up. He heard about my job situation and had the nerve to offer me a job at his company. It felt like a slap in the face, but with the pay cut I took, I was tempted. My wife said it was a bad idea, and I knew she was right, but it made me feel so powerless. And if that wasn't enough, my mom decided to play matchmaker. She invited my cousin and his supermom wife over for dinner without telling us. The whole night was a comparison game, with my mom praising my cousin's wife for managing everything so well. My wife was fuming, and I was stuck in the middle, trying to keep the peace. After they left, my wife and I had a huge fight. She said she felt like she was being attacked in her own home, and that I wasn't standing up for her enough. I promised to talk to my mom again, but it's like talking to a brick wall. The next day, my mom did something unbelievable. She apologized to my wife, but it was one of those, "I'm sorry you feel that way" apologies. My wife just nodded, but I could tell she was hurt. I was angry, but I didn't say anything. I should have, but I didn't want to cause more drama. Things seemed to calm down for a bit. But then my wife's sister got involved. She heard about the situation and confronted my mom, which just reignited everything. My mom said some things she shouldn't have, and now my wife's family is upset with us too. It's like we're stuck in a never-ending cycle of arguments and apologies. I keep hoping things will get better, but they don't. I know I should probably stand up to my mom more, but she's my mom, and I keep thinking she'll come around. I guess I'm just not seeing things clearly. Thanks for reading about this mess. My husband hides money and buys a fancy car, while I struggle with our newborn. So I drain his secret account and leave him broke and alone. Edit. I didn't realize I needed to provide examples of the abuse. This post was about asking how to leave. I wasn't asking whether or not people thought my husband was actually hurtful or not. But apparently a lot of you need examples of the abuse. He verbally beats me down on a daily basis. He started calling me a worthless witch when I first got pregnant. The name calling progressively got worse. And although he's never been physical with me, he does things like slams doors and throws things near me in order to scare me. He calls the baby stupid and refers to him as it. He has not touched the baby once since he's been born. He wants nothing to do with his son. He tells me daily he doesn't want to be with me anymore. For the entire length of my pregnancy, I tried to work things out with him. I tried to get him to go to counseling with me. He refused time after time. And to those who think I'm a gold digger, I supported him through medical school. I decided not to go to school for myself because he convinced me not to. He said it would all pay off in the end when he was a doctor and could support us both. So I supported him on a minimum wage job for years. The house was gifted to us by my family. He lives in a rent/mortgage-free home because of me. I'm not a gold digger. I'm a woman who sacrificed everything because I loved this man and truly believed he loved me too. I'm a stay-at-home mom to a newborn. My pregnancy was rough, and it turned my husband into a person I didn't recognize. He became verbally and emotionally hurtful and accused me of baby trapping him, even though the pregnancy was planned. I quit my minimum wage job when I got pregnant. I never went to college and never had a real career. We've had to move around a lot in the 12 years we've been together because of my husband's job and career. I sort of supported him through medical school and residency. He's about to finish his residency this summer and will start a much higher paying job after that. I mention this because I've considered the alimony aspect. I get an allowance of $200 a month to spend on whatever I want. But I can put baby expenses, shared household stuff, and medical expenses on a credit card, which he pays. We own our home and have no mortgage. It belonged to my family and was gifted to us after we got married. I need to figure out a way to leave, but I have no idea how. I don't have access to his checking accounts, so I have no idea how much money we have. He says it's his money anyway, since he's the one who earns it. Unfortunately, I have no family or friends who can take me in. It's just me and the baby. I'm not sure how I would even get a job that pays more than daycare would cost, considering I have no skills. How do I get out? Will a lawyer take me on as a client if I can't pay them right away? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1, don't say a thing. Reach out to a shelter for them to help you out. Get a lawyer and have them guide you on what to do. Go to a different bank and let them know you need to open a bank account. I would explain the situation a bit and let them know that they can't contact you in any way. And repeat that to them, that they can't contact you in any way for any reason. And start saving as much as you can. You are a stay-at-home mom, you have tons of skills, you just need help with how to word them in a resume. When he is at work, is it possible to take a class or two online for a fast career? And you own a house, you're not defenseless, and you have skills. So first thing is first, act as if everything is fine and get a lawyer. If you can, I would start recording him when he gets hurtful and open up a new email and send things there. But seriously, get a lawyer who will get you alimony and child support. Comment 2. Your husband is being ugly to you because he wants you to leave him before he finishes the residency. I wouldn't, if I were you. What I would do is go back to school. Invest in yourself while you have someone else paying the bills. It will have the added advantage of getting you out of the house and away from him. You two can exist like ships passing in the night for a little while you work on your education. Yes, you're entitled to child support and your half of the assets, but you also need a way to be self-sufficient. He could drag out the divorce for a very long time before paying up. Now, for the update, thanks for sticking with me here. A lot has happened since the last post. So, the other day, I made a mistake that I'm still kicking myself over. I thought I could snoop around and find out more about our finances. I found a bank statement that showed more money than I ever imagined. I confronted him about it, and that's when things went south. He accused me of invading his privacy and said that I was trying to steal from him. It was a mess. He stormed out and didn't come back until the next morning. But that's not even the half of it. The next day, he came home with a brand new car. A luxury model, something we definitely didn't need. He said it was a reward to himself for all his hard work. I couldn't believe it. Here I was scrimping and saving every penny from my allowance. And he was out blowing money on a car. Then, as if to add insult to injury, he started flaunting his new car to our neighbors, who, by the way, have been nothing but nice to me. They've even offered to babysit if I ever needed a break. But after the car incident, they've been looking at me differently, like I'm part of his arrogance. And remember how I mentioned I have no family or friends to turn to? Well, I thought I had found a friend in one of the nurses he works with. She seems sympathetic to my situation, but I found out she's been telling everyone at the hospital about my lavish lifestyle, how I'm living the high life while playing the victim. It's like I can't trust anyone. I've been trying to put some money aside little by little, from the grocery money and my allowance. It's not much, but it's something. I've also been looking into jobs, but it's tough with a baby and no real qualifications. I did talk to a lawyer who said they might take my case and get the fees from the settlement, but I'm scared to take that step. The worst part, I found out he's been telling people that I'm the one with the spending problem, that I'm the reason we can't save money. It's like he's setting up this narrative in case I do leave, so he'll look like the victim. I'm trying to stay strong for my baby, but every day is a struggle. I keep hoping things will get better, but they just seem to be getting worse. I know I need to leave, but I'm just not sure how or when I'll be able to make it happen. Thanks for reading. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.